This latest Titan investigation began in an unlikely destination. The Channel Island of Jersey was the setting for this operation, which led to the discovery of the largest legal high investigation in the UK. The organised crime group involved had international reach and sold multi-million pounds worth of controlled drugs across the globe. In the summer of 2012, Jersey in the Channel Islands started to see a sharp rise in the amount of drugs coming onto the island. The drugs were referred to as legal highs, were leading to a number of people suffering adverse impacts and even ended up in hospital. In response to this, police and customs began intercepting postal deliveries, which is how the drugs were being smuggled onto the island. From inside a number of packages, such as this one, it was clear that the drugs had been offered for sale from a website known as Widemouth Frogs. Inquiries with the post office revealed that most of these packages had been posted from the Bolton area. Jersey police referred the matter to Titan and requested assistance to identify the source of the commodities that were being sent to Jersey. The investigation for Titan began in January 2013. The Widemouth Frogs website was quickly identified. The site offered some 35 different commodities for sale. They all purported to be legal products offering a range of enhanced stimulant products. The investigation team set about purchasing a number of the commodities in order to establish the chemical makeup of the items sold. To their astonishment, when tested, a staggering 77% of the commodities sold contained drugs that were classified by the Misuse of Drugs Act. The largest proportion by far were Class B controlled drugs, which put them in the same category as amphetamine and cannabis. The investigation team began watching the post offices where deliveries were being sent out from. In this photo, Netta Hymanson, one of the gang leaders, can be seen leaving the post office. The investigation team were then able to follow gang members back to the centre of operations for the gang, Drake Mill in Farnworth. You can see from this aerial image the size of the industrial unit that the gang were operating. It was only once the investigation had identified all gang members and they moved in to make arrests that the full scale of the drug factory inside was uncovered. This floor plan shows how the unit was divided into distinct sections. Areas assigned for storage of drugs, freezers, packing areas, tableting and postal packaging areas all contributed to a sophisticated enterprise. In this series of images you see some of the tablet machines together with drums of mixing agents used to mix with products to maximise profits. This photo shows a machine that was used to automate the process for getting powders into heat-sealed foiled envelopes. The powder is poured into the top of the machine and then it automatically heat seals into foiled envelopes, which then simply require a postal address attaching to the front. These images show some of these storage areas where kilos and kilos of drugs were recovered. The main gang members were arrested in May 2013. Paula White was the head of the organisation, and searches of her house revealed the extent that she had profited from this criminality. The presence of an Aston Martin on the driveway of her substantial detached residence in Eccles gave a taste to investigators of the lavish lifestyle Paula White lived. Further search of the premises identified an opulent swimming pool and extension was nearing completion at the rear of the house. Designer clothing, jewellery, high-value TVs and hi-fi equipment, as well as garden furniture worth over £25,000, were all amongst items seized by Titan. Further financial investigation revealed that Paula White also owned a substantial villa in Spain. Other gang members included Netta Hymanson, who played a lead role in the trafficking. Sheena Jessup and Rudy Chew were also key linchpins in the investigation, with Chew designing and running the Widemouth Frogs website together with a further 6 similar sites that the gang operated. The scale of the trafficking involved is believed to be the largest of its kind in the UK to date. Over £4 million worth of drugs and over 200 kilos of commodity were sold through the Widemouth Frog website alone. Coupled with other sites identified, sales across the globe of 90,000, together with 18,500 registered customers on the Widemouth Frog website. The database recovered was shared with law enforcement and led to a national week of action across the United Kingdom in November 2013. This was aimed at raising awareness of the dangers of taking commodities often referred to as legal highs. The week of action saw 76 warrants executed, 45 arrests, 309 personal visits by the police to heavy users, and 608 letters sent to people warning them of the dangers associated with taking commodities sold as legal. This case highlighted a number of issues for Titan. Firstly, 77% of the commodities sold as legal highs were in fact controlled drugs. Anyone caught with these commodities faced prosecution. Secondly, the serious health implications that a number of people reported from taking these commodities. Titan's message is clear. Taking these commodities is like playing Russian roulette with your health. There is no way of knowing what these commodities contain or whether they are legal. The final chapter in this case is for the investigation team to sell the assets that Paula White and the rest of her gang have made from this criminal business.